Welcome back to Tech Talk Central. I'm Nathan.
And I'm Sarah.
And today, we're diving into the world of retro-styled speakers
Oh, yeah.
with two popular choices that deliver that cool vintage look without sacrificing modern sound quality.
Right.
The Edifier D32 and the Marshall Acton III.
It seems like everyone's looking for that blend of classic aesthetics and cutting-edge audio these days.
Exactly. And these speakers have been getting rave reviews online, but we wanted to take a closer look and see what really sets them apart.
Yeah.
So let's start with the Edifier D32.
Okay.
When you first saw the specs on this one, what really jumped out at you?
Well, one thing that immediately caught my attention was the high-resolution audio support.
Okay,
And they're not kidding around with this.
right.
It supports 24-bit 96 kilohertz audio,
Mhm.
which basically means you're getting incredibly detailed sound.
So think of it like this. You know how you can sometimes hear the difference between a compressed MP3 and a high-quality audio file?
Mm-hmm.
Well, 24-bit 96 kilohertz takes that to a whole new level.
Mhm.
You'll hear subtle nuances in the music that you might have missed before.
That's incredible.
And they've paired that high-resolution audio with Class D amplifiers.
Right?
Those are known for being super efficient and powerful, giving you that clean, crisp sound without a lot of bulk.
It's like they've squeezed a high-end audio system into this compact retro package.
And speaking of the design, the D32 has this handcrafted wood case that just screams vintage chic.
Yeah.
It's not just about looks, though. They've actually incorporated some clever acoustic design elements.
Oh, absolutely. They've got this 2.1 acoustic architecture going on.
Oh, wow.
It's got dual silk dome tweeters for those crystal clear high notes,
Okay.
a dedicated mid-low driver for the mid-range frequencies, and get this dual bass reflex port.
Dubious reflex ports. What does that do for the sound?
Well, those ports help to enhance the bass response without making it sound muddy.
Okay.
It's all about creating a balanced and immersive listening experience.
So you get those crisp highs, clear mids, and punchy bass all wrapped up in this stylish retro package. And the best part is you can take that retro vibe wherever you go.
Oh, really?
The Edifier D32 has a built-in battery that gives you around 11 hours of playtime on a single charge.
That's impressive.
So it's perfect for both indoor and outdoor listening.
Yeah, for sure.
Exactly. And if we're talking about versatility, let's not forget about connectivity.
Right.
The D32 has a ton of options.
It's like they threw in every possible way to connect your devices.
Yeah.
You've got LDAC codec over Bluetooth 5.3 for high-quality wireless streaming from your Android devices.
And for Apple users, there's AirPlay 2.
Uh-huh.
You can also connect via dual-band Wi-Fi for a rock-solid connection.
Yeah.
Or go old school with USB-C and AUX inputs.
So they really covered all the bases, didn't they? You
Yeah.
can stream from your phone, your laptop, your tablet, pretty much anything you can think of.
Plus, they have a dedicated app called Edifier Connex that gives you even more control over the speaker.
Oh, I was just going to say that.
You could tweak the EQ settings to your liking, manage your music, and even control multiple Edifier speakers for a multi-room setup if you're feeling fancy.
It's like having a mini sound engineer right in your pocket.
Okay, so we've covered the Edifier D32's tech specs and features,
All right.
but let's talk about the listening experience.
Okay.
How does this speaker actually sound?
That's a great question. From the reviews I've read, people are really impressed with the D32's overall sound quality. They say it's well-balanced with a surprising amount of depth and clarity.
Especially for a speaker of its size, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's compact enough to fit on a bookshelf, but it delivers a sound that's much bigger than you'd expect.
Exactly. And they've managed to achieve that warm, rich sound that you'd associate with vintage speakers, but with the added clarity and precision of modern audio technology.
So it's like a perfect blend of old and new.
Yeah.
You get that nostalgic vibe without sacrificing any of the sonic detail.
Exactly.
And it seems to handle different genres of music really well. Whether you're listening to jazz, rock, classical, or even podcasts, the D32 delivers a consistently enjoyable listening experience.
I'm sold.
So the Edifier D32 definitely seems like a strong contender for anyone looking for a versatile portable speaker with that retro charm.
Yeah, I agree.
But what about the Marshall Acton III? How does it measure up?
Well, let's move on to that.
All right, time to switch gears and take a closer look at the Marshall Acton III. Nathan, what impressed you the most about this one?
Well, I have to admit, when I first saw the Marshall Acton III, it was like a flashback to my teenage years seeing those iconic Marshall amps at concerts.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool that they've captured that same rock and roll vibe in a home speaker.
Right. It definitely has that wow factor.
Yeah.
But it's not just about looks.
Right.
Marshall has really focused on delivering that signature sound with this speaker.
And they've made some interesting design choices to achieve that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
One thing that really stood out to me was the re-engineered wider stereo soundstage.
They've actually angled the tweeters outward and used updated waveguides to create a more immersive sound experience.
So instead of the sound feeling like it's coming directly from the speaker, it's more like it's enveloping you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like the music is coming from multiple directions, filling the entire room.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah,
But wouldn't that wider soundstage make it less ideal for smaller rooms?
that's a good point. But Marshall has thought of that.
Okay.
They've included a feature called placement compensation, which analyzes the speaker's position in the room and adjusts the audio to minimize any negative effects from nearby walls or furniture.
So even if you have it tucked away on a bookshelf or in a corner,
Mm.
it should still sound great.
It's like having a built-in sound engineer optimizing the audio for your specific space.
And they've also added a feature called dynamic loudness, which ensures a balanced sound at any volume level.
Right.
So whether you're cranking it up for a party or enjoying some quiet listening time, you'll still get that full, rich sound.
Yeah, exactly.
And speaking of the future, the Marshall Acton III is next-generation Bluetooth. Ready.
Oh.
What does that even mean?
Well, it basically means that it's built to support the latest Bluetooth advancements as they become available.
Okay.
So as Bluetooth technology evolves, the Acton III will be able to keep up through software updates.
It's like future-proofing your audio experience.
I love that.
And it's not just about staying ahead of the tech curve. They've also been mindful of the environment with this speaker.
Oh, definitely. The Acton III is made with 70% recycled plastic and vegan materials.
Oh, wow.
So you can enjoy great sound while feeling good about your impact on the planet.
It's a win-win. And of course, we can't forget about those classic Marshall controls.
Right. It's all about that tactile experience. You've got the Bluetooth pairing button,
Yeah.
the power switch, those iconic bass and treble knobs, and a control knob for everything else.
It's like a throwback to those vintage amps, but with all the modern conveniences.
I know, right?
Okay, so we've talked about the design, the features, and the technology, but how does the Marshall Acton III actually sound?
Well, based on the reviews I've read, people are absolutely raving about the sound quality.
Okay.
They say it has that signature Marshall warmth and richness, but with a wider soundstage and even more detail.
It's like they've taken that classic Marshall sound and elevated it to a whole new level.
Exactly.
And it seems to handle a wide range of music genres exceptionally well.
Uh-huh.
People have commented on how well it performs, with everything from rock and blues to jazz and classical.
It's like it was designed to bring out the best in any type of music.
I'm hearing a lot of good things about both of these speakers.
Yeah, me too.
So let's compare them side by side.
Yeah.
What are the key differences that stand out to you?
Well, I think the biggest difference is in their overall focus.
Okay.
The Edifier D32 is all about versatility and portability.
Yeah.
You've got that built-in battery, the wide array of connectivity options, and a compact design that makes it easy to take with you.
It's like the perfect speaker for someone who's always on the go or who wants to be able to easily move their music from room to room.
Exactly.
Whereas the Marshall Acton III is more about creating a premium listening experience in a home setting.
Right.
It's designed to stay put and fill your space with that rich, immersive sound.
It's like having a piece of musical history right in your living room.
And of course, there's the sustainability aspect.
Yeah.
Marshall's commitment to using recycled materials and vegan-friendly construction is definitely something to consider if you're eco-conscious.
That's a great point.
So it sounds like both speakers have a lot to offer,
Yeah.
but they cater to slightly different needs and priorities.
Exactly. It really depends on your individual lifestyle listening habits and what you're looking for in a speaker.
So for someone who prioritizes portability and versatility, the Edifier D32 would be a great choice.
Right.
And for someone who wants that iconic Marshall sound and a speaker that's designed for a premium home listening experience, the Acton III would be the way to go. So what does all this mean for our listeners who are trying to decide between these two speakers?
Well, I think the key takeaway is this.
Okay.
Think about how you plan to use the speaker and what features are most important to you.
If you're looking for a speaker to take with you on the go, the Edifier D32 is a fantastic option.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're looking for a speaker that will elevate your home listening experience, the Marshall Acton III is definitely worth considering.
Great advice. But before we move on to our final thoughts, I wanted to touch on something we mentioned earlier about the Edifier Connects app for the D32.
Oh, yes. That app really adds a whole other dimension to the speaker's functionality.
One feature that I found particularly interesting was the ability to create custom EQ settings.
So you can actually tailor the sound to your specific preferences or the type of music you're listening to.
Exactly. For example, if you're listening to a podcast and you want to boost the clarity of the voices, you can adjust the EQ settings to do just that.
Or if you're listening to bass-heavy music, you can create a preset that emphasizes the low-end frequencies.
It's like having a personalized sound studio at your fingertips.
So much control.
I know, it's awesome.
Okay, so we've covered the features, the sound quality, the user experience, and even the eco-friendliness of these speakers.
Right?
Now it's time for the grand finale.
Okay.
What final provocative thought do you want to leave our listeners with today?
Well, throughout our deep dive, we've talked a lot about the blend of vintage aesthetics and modern technology in these speakers. And I think that raises an interesting question.
What's that?
What role does technology play in preserving and reinterpreting the past?
I like where you're going with this.
We often associate technology with progress and the future.
Right.
But in this case, technology is being used to revive and reimagine classic designs from the past.
It's like they're saying that the best of the past can live on in the present, enhanced and evolved through the power of modern technology.
Exactly. And I think that's something worth pondering. How is this interplay between technology and nostalgia shaping our experiences, not just in the world of audio, but in other areas of our lives as well?
It's a fascinating thought. It's like technology can be a bridge connecting us to the things we love from the past while simultaneously propelling us forward into the future.
Yeah.
And perhaps in that bridge, we can find a balance between honoring our roots and embracing innovation.
Well said. That's a great note to end on.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the Edifier D32 and Marshall Acton III, what key takeaway do you want our listeners to remember when it comes to choosing between these two fantastic retro-styled speakers?
I think it comes down to this.
Okay.
Think about your lifestyle and your listening habits.
Right.
If you value portability, versatility, and a speaker that can seamlessly integrate into your digital world, the Edifier D32 is a strong contender.
Okay.
But if you prioritize that signature Marshall sound, a speaker that's designed to enhance your home listening experience, and a company that's committed to sustainability, the Marshall Acton III is definitely worth considering.
It's been a fascinating exploration of retro-styled speakers and how they blend classic aesthetics with modern technology.
Yeah, I agree.
We've covered so much ground today, from the technical specs to the customer feedback and even the emotional impact these speakers can have.
Yeah. And hopefully
We've given you, our listeners, the information you need to decide which speaker is right for you.
Exactly. It's all about finding that perfect fit for your lifestyle, your listening preferences, and your budget.
And speaking of budget, if you're ready to take the plunge, we've got you covered.
Oh, nice.
We've included links to the latest prices and deals for both the Edifier D32 and the Marshall Acton III in the description below.
Be sure to check them out.
Be sure to check them out and see which one speaks to you literally.
Literally.
And before you go, don't forget to subscribe to Tech Talk Central for more deep dives into the world of tech.
Yeah, hit that subscribe button.
We're always exploring the latest gadgets and trends, and we'd love for you to join our community of tech enthusiasts. So hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more exciting content.
Until then, happy listening.